How good is Kenan Yildiz at football? I am posing this question, right? Because I'm about to show you an article where FourFourTwo ranked the top 20 left wingers in the world. And in my opinion, the position in which they put Kenan was completely disrespectful. And I believe that Kenan Yildiz is severely underrated by the average football fan who doesn't watch a lot of him. I don't think people really realise how good he truly is and how highly ranked he should be, not just in terms of left wingers in the world, but footballers on planet Earth right now. His first half to the season was ridiculous. It's been incredible. It's one of the best first halves I've seen for a Juventus player in a very long time. And of course, I'm going to describe his brilliance, not only with his numbers, but context and everything, right? And here is the article. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to read it if you want. The top 20 left wingers in the world ranked. We got Cambiaghi 20th. Come on, man. I mean, honestly, something that I noticed, right, is the quality of left wingers in the world is not very high. It's not very high right now, and you can see El Mala in 19th. I've genuinely never seen this guy play, so I don't really know too much about him. Jack Grealish in 18th. Zaccagni 17th. That says a lot. Zaccagni's not better than Grealish, by the way. That's wrong. Ansu Fati 16th. I wouldn't take him over Grealish right now. Trossard 15th. He's actually had a really good season. I think this is a bit low for him. Anthony Gordon 14th. I'm taking Grealish over Gordon. I'm taking Trossard over Gordon. I don't like Gordon a lot. Almada in 13th. Cody Gakpo in 12th. I do think he's really good. And look where we got the anomaly. The polar bear in the streets of New York. Yıldız in 11th. How is Kenan the 11th best winger in the world right now? The left winger. 11th best left winger. If you said 11th best winger, I would still disagree. Including the right-hand flank. But still, I would be like, okay, makes a little bit more sense. I can kind of hear it. But left winger. You mean to tell me there are 10 concrete better left wingers right now in football? No chance. No chance. Who do you think is above them, guys? Who do you think is above him? Let's have a look. So Kenan is in 11th. 10th, Marcus Rashford. I like Rashford. I got a lot of time for Rashford. I'm really happy in terms of his performances this year. I think he's got 11 assists in all comps, 7, 8, 9 odd goals. Like, he's doing his thing for Barcelona. And a certain other left winger for Barca, who I'm sure will be in this ranking somewhere, has been injured a lot this season. And Rashford's really taken the mantle in that attack alongside Lamine Yamal. And Lewandowski's been out. So I think Rashford has done his thing this season. And I'm really happy. It's a redemption season for him. And I think he's been good. Do I think he's been as good as Yıldız? No. Would I take Rashford over Yıldız right now in this season? If I could only have one in my team, forget age. I'm not even talking about age. I'm talking about right now, if I could have one or the other, not just at Juventus, but for a club in general, this is how I'm ranking it. Who would I rather have? I'm taking Kenan. Rashford is not better than Yıldız right now. I like Rashford though. 9th, Jeremy Doku, a player I've defended for a very long time. I really rate Jeremy Doku. I really do think he's quality. And I think he actually gets underappreciated a lot by people. I think he has so many great qualities. And there's definitely qualities that Doku possesses that Kenan maybe doesn't in terms of his rapid feet. Because Doku is super, super nimble in terms of his raw pace. But that's about it. Nothing else does Doku top Yıldız in. Nothing. That's literally it. How quick his feet are and his raw pace off the ball. That's it. I'm not taking Doku over Yıldız. That's fake. Moving on now. Rafa Leão in 8th. Come on, man. We're in 2026 now. We're in 2026. Look, Rafa, I rate. You guys know how much I like Leão. I defend Leão. But let's just call a spade a spade. Rafa Leão, since the 21-22 campaign, when Milan won the Scudetto against Sassuolo on the final day, and Rafa won the Serie A MVP, where he was the best player in the league that year, and I don't dispute that. Since then, he's only had moments. He's been a moments player. He's been an on-his-day player. Which, if you had told me this, the day Milan won the Scudetto, that 4 years, well, not really full 4 years, but 3.5 years later, Rafa Leão would be a moments player. He would be an on-his-day footballer. I would say, what are you talking about, man? Like, categorically, at that point in 21-22, I think you can make the case, in terms of left wingers, that season, only Vinny was better than him. You could genuinely make the case that season, Rafa Leão was the second best left winger. Actually, I lied. Third best, because of Sadio Mane just came to mind. The third best left winger. Just a top 3 winger in the world. Top 3 left winger in the world. Were Mane and Vinny better than him that year? I don't think I'm missing anyone else off that season in terms of left wingers. If you had told me that in 2022, that as of January 26, Leão's a moments player, I wouldn't have believed you. But how was his career trajectory planned out? That. Look at the 22-23 season. His individual numbers, his individual performances dropped off a bit. Yes, AC Milan also weren't the same team that they were. But he had moments. The Champions League ties against Napoli. And then since then, the Derby della Madonninas. He's turned up in big games against Inter. I'm not denying it. But numbers-wise, Pulisic has been superior to Rafa in the last few years. And I'll be real with you. In terms of talent, in terms of ability, you can't even compare the two. Rafa Leão is far superior to Christian Pulisic. But who's been the more consistent performer? And Leão has had injury problems, I know, whatnot, affecting his game. But come on, bro. Like, this is ridiculous. And AC Milan fans, I know you watch my channel, some of you. If you have to be completely honest, strip bias aside, yeah, who would you rather have right now? Kenan Yildiz or Rafael Leão? I promise you, unless you don't really watch a lot of Kenan, I doubt any AC Milan fans will say that they take Leão over Yıldız right now. You just like, you can't do it. And even here, like, what, this bit here doesn't even bigger move Beckham. It's like this move for Leão has been on the cards or expected now since his MVP award. For 3.5 years, Leão's been linked to a PSG. Well, now, of course, he won't go PSG. They got Kvaratskhelia, they got a couple other good wingers. Or to the Prem, to Chelsea, Man U, Arsenal. And I'm not saying I don't think he could play in a team like that. I mean, Chelsea, they buy every winger under the sun. And I'm sure AC Milan have wanted a large sum of money that maybe other teams didn't want to rise or they didn't want to sell for whatever reason. But it's almost like every year, it's always like, Leão's going to leave Milan. Leão's going to leave Milan. And it gets to the point now where I think, I don't know if Leão will make that jump in his career. Have we seen the best of Rafa Leão? It's sad to say, but it might be the case. I think we might have seen the best version of Rafa. And over Yıldız right now, it's blasphemy, I have to be honest. Nico Williams again, since his Euros campaign, really where he took the world by storm. He still has a lot of potential and a lot of raw talent. And he was meant to move to Barcelona really in 2024, funnily enough. But since then, like, he's not been as good. And over Yıldız is again incorrect. Bradley Barcola in 6th is a player that I really rate. He's very techie. He's good with his feet. He's similar to like Doku in terms of like his feet and how good he is with his feet. Not as quick, but still rapid. I think Doku's a little bit faster. But he's a good finisher in the box as well, Bradley Barcola. Very young. I think a few years older than Kenan. But for me, Barcola, bro, he's not even the main left winger at PSG. And the main left winger will be here and he'll be high. But Barcola is not better than Kenan Yildiz. He's not. I just don't think he's played enough, been consistent enough, raised the level enough to the same point that Kenan has for you to say Barcola is better. Now, I do think Bradley Barcola is at the wrong team. I think Bradley Barcola actually, if there's any team on earth I think he should move to, it would be Arsenal. I think Arsenal are really like begging for a left wing and a top class one. I know Trossard is on this list in 15th and he is pretty underrated, I have to say, and he actually is decent for Arsenal. Martinelli as well, I don't actually like that much, but he's still one of the better left wingers in the world because the level is so low. But Barcola wipes the floor with both of them. I think an Arsenal move would be perfect for him and that would really raise his level. But better than Yıldız, better than who? No way. Now we're into the top 5 now, where I think Yıldız should anonymously be top 5 for every football fan on earth. Antoine Semenyo. This is where Prem bias comes in big time. Prem bias is crazy. Now, I know Semenyo's just got a big money move to Man City, 60-odd million. And I know Semenyo's actually been a great performing player for Bournemouth this year. Even last season, he was quality for Bournemouth. And he has a lot of great qualities. He's quick, he's powerful. He's actually really good with both feet, something that Yıldız is as well. I don't think he's better with both feet than Kenan is, but he's still very two-footed. He's a really athletic winger. He's like, suits the Premier League perfectly. Very different style to Kenan. I prefer the mold of Kenan Yildiz compared to an Antoine Semenyo. And I think Semenyo is good. But again, I wouldn't take Semenyo over Kenan. Luis Diaz, I kind of hear. Luis Diaz is a good player. He's had really good numbers for Bayern this season. He was great for Liverpool last year. But I wouldn't take him over Kenan, I'll be honest. And the top 3 is where, like, really these names are staple names for the left winger position in the last few years. 3rd, Vini Jr. Now, I believe that Vini's name is really carrying him in general right now. Vinny's name is carrying himself. Vinny's performances, really ever since Rodri won the Ballon d'Or, have not been up to his standard. Vinny, at his best, is one of the best footballers in the world. Everyone can agree. There's no denying it. That 21-22 Vinny campaign, 22-23, 23-24, those 3 years he was one of the best footballers in the world. And 23-24, we can go round in circles. Did he deserve the Ballon d'Or? Did he not? Me personally, I think Jude was the best player for Madrid that season. I even think you can make the case that Toni Kroos was more important that season. But Vinny, no denying, big knockout stage games in the UCL. He came up clutch with goals and assists. Bayern Munich, goals in both legs, I believe. Final, got the assist. No, scored in the final. Jude assisted him, sorry. Vinny's been quality. He's been quality in his career up until now. However, as of the 25-26 season, Vinny's name cannot be thrown around in the conversation of the best left wing in the world anymore. I'm sorry. The performances just haven't been at that level. He's dropped off a tad. Now, we can talk about why is that? Kylian Mbappe joined potentially. Why is that? The system with Xabi Alonso doesn't work too well. Why is that? I don't know. I don't know what the reason is. I think it's more that Mbappe's joined. Mbappe's now the main man. The spotlight is on him. And I think Kylian Mbappe, as good as he is, for whatever team Kylian Mbappe plays for, the team becomes the Kylian Mbappe show. It's like a late night show. Like, I don't know, Jimmy Kim, what's his name? The late night Jimmy show. Jimmy Fallon, the one in America. I don't watch it, but that late night show. It's the Mbappe show. Everything has to be done for Mbappe. PSG, Mbappe, France, Mbappe. Now Real Madrid, Mbappe. And Real Madrid as a team have gotten worse. Now, it sounds bizarre because Mbappe is arguably the best player on planet Earth. But it's true because everything has to go for Mbappe. So you're seeing less from the likes of Rodrigo, less from the likes of Vinícius Jr, who was still some of the best players in the world before Mbappe joined. This season, when I've watched Madrid, Vinny's been up and down, up and down. Before, when I used to watch Madrid, Vinny was always 7, 8 out of 10, making the difference, big goals, big moments, etc., etc. In the El Clasico this year, Vinny was the best player on the pitch, in my opinion. He was absolutely incredible. But in other games I've watched him, bit underwhelming. Almaty, underwhelming. Juventus, not the best performance. I think Vinny, in terms of performances this year, Yıldız has been a better winger. I'm sorry. Performances this season, Kenan has been the better winger. Moving on now to the top two, and it's pretty standard. Kvaratskhelia second, Rafinha first. And again, I don't really have anything to say. These two here, you can say are better than Yıldız. I don't care. Kvaratskhelia this season has played half the minutes of Kenan. He's not been as good as he was last season, but for everything Kvaratskhelia has achieved, I'm not disputing it, but I think Yıldız will reach higher heights. And Rafinha, bro, this year, injuries have really hindered him because even despite the injuries, though, his numbers are still similar to Yıldız, slightly less, but still ridiculous, and he's played half the minutes. Rafinha last season, what was he? Top scorer in the Champions League, top assister in the Champions League. I think he was the top goals and assists combined in La Liga as well. He dropped the Ballon d'Or worthy campaign. But this season, he's had injuries and whatnot. But I think it's quite harsh that Yıldız is in 11th. Even if you don't agree that Yıldız is a top 5 left winger on earth, which you should do, you can't say he's 11th. You can't say there are 10 left wingers this season better than Kenan Yildiz. I think it's so disrespectful. In terms of performances, consistency this season, Kenan has been one of the best players in the world, in my personal opinion. And when I say one of the best, I'm not saying like top 10, but like in terms of attackers, he's been up there. For sure, because you need to put context to it. He's playing in a Juventus team that aren't challenging for the league, that aren't one of the best teams in the country anymore. He's really dragging us over the line in a lot of games. All the attacking threat is going through him. He's got the responsibility and the weight of the team and the expectations and the pressure all on his shoulders. He's wearing the number 10, the most iconic number in Juventus' history. So he is the main man. He's our main goal scoring threat. He's our main goal scorer. He's our main creative player. He's absolutely everywhere on the pitch. He's dragging us over the line in so many different games. Where I think Kenan, in terms of numbers, I think he's 7-7. In terms of the league, I think 6-4. I don't know what it is. Like, his numbers in the Serie A have been really, really good for a winger, especially in the context of the league as well. It's harder to score in the Serie A compared to like Spain and England and whatnot. But I think Yıldız really gets into pretty much every team in the world. Pretty much. I think every club on earth, if they could sign Kenan, they would. They really would. And this season, he's raised his level so much for me. So much. And his numbers are only going to improve, in my opinion, in the second half of the season. So yes, Rafinha is a better left winger. He's had a lot of injuries this season, but he's a better left winger. Kvaratskhelia, I would still say, is a better left winger to Kenan. I wouldn't take Rashford over Yıldız. I wouldn't take Diaz over Yıldız. I wouldn't take Semenyo over Yıldız. I wouldn't take Vini right now over Yıldız. In terms of performances recently, even last season, I would still take Yıldız over Vini in terms of performances. I wouldn't take any of those other names. Who else was there? I don't even... who else did they put in there? 4-4-2. I'm forgetting now. Barcola, Leão, Nico Williams. I wouldn't take any of those guys. I would say there are two concrete in Rafinha and Kvaratskhelia. Then if you throw in Vini, I think you're only saying that because of what he has achieved and what we've seen from Vini, which is fair. But right now, I still wouldn't. But even then, that means he's the fourth. To not have him top 5, for me, is so lazy from 4-4-2 and disrespectful. I really do think it is. And I want to end this sort of video by reading out one of the most ridiculous stats I think I've seen in a long, long time. This is from Scouted Football. F-Breath, right? It's a website. I'll put a graphic on the screen as well. It should be on the screen now. Kenan Yildiz is the only player across all leagues and all ages on the StatHead F-Breath database. It's basically a website where you can track data like chances created, goals per minute, things like that for footballers, passes, just defensive stats, all of that good stuff, which is very useful actually. So he's the only player across all leagues and all ages on that website to record 20 plus progressive carries, 10 plus shot creating actions, and 10 plus successful take-ons in a single game. That's crazy. If you make that search a triple-double, similar to basketball, right? Only 4 different players have recorded 10 plus in all 3 stats, those 3 stats that I read out, in a single Big 5 European League game. Do you know who those players are? Kenan Yildiz, Ousmane Dembele, Neymar Jr. and Lionel Messi. And this stat doesn't even capture the 470 yards of progressive carrying distance, 15 touches in the attacking penalty area, 8 passes into the penalty area, 7 carries into the penalty area, 6 shots or 4 key passes. Statistically speaking, this is one of the best individual displays we've ever come across. That was Kenan's performance against Lecce the other day. He can be compared to Neymar against Lille, Neymar against Guingamp, Dembele against Mallorca, Neymar against Guingamp again, and Messi against Celta Vigo. So not only are we learning that Neymar is still one of the best footballers of all time, like I've been screaming for forever, he's top 10 player ever, everyone should agree on that, because Neymar's ridiculous. Anyway, forget about Neymar, this is about Kenan. This is genuinely, statistically, one of the best offensive games we've seen from Yıldız. Well, not only from Yıldız, from a player in the Big 5 leagues in recent years. And like those games there is Neymar 2018, Neymar 2019, Dembele 2023, Neymar 2017, Messi 2021. So in the last 8 years, pretty much, 8-9 years, this is one of the best individual performances statistically in terms of shot creating actions, in terms of just all-round final third play. That's ridiculous. We're genuinely talking about one of the best players ever, potentially, in the making, in his origins, in the start of his career, and he hasn't even reached a fraction of the peak of his powers, in my opinion. Like I said, Kvaratskhelia right now, I promise you, Kenan will wipe the floor with him. Kenan's ceiling is ridiculous. Kenan's ceiling is to be the best player in the world. And I'm saying this when Mbappe is playing football. Lamine Yamal is playing football. Lamine Yamal, the best player in the world for me. One of the best football talents of all time. He's kicking a ball. And I still believe that Kenan could potentially be a better player in terms of season. And I don't think overall he will be a better player than Lamine Yamal when all is said and done. But I think Kenan can win the Ballon d'Or in an era where Lamine Yamal is also playing. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's one of the fakest stats I've seen, bro. This is ridiculous. So, yeah, for me, Kenan Yildiz has been one of the best players in the world this season. And for 4-4-2 to say he's been the 11th best left winger, disrespectful. Anyway, let me know in the comment section what you think. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're so close to 20k subs. We're like 600 off or something. Like the video if you enjoyed. Share it with some friends. And comment below. Where would you rank Yıldız in terms of best left wingers in the world?